Stop scrolling because what I'm about to show you might just change your life. Right now, sitting inside your pocket, your piggy bank, or even your car's cup holder could be a coin worth more than a mansion. Yes, a simple 5-cent nickel, dull, blackish, maybe even scratched, could secretly be worth over $350,000 in today's blazing US coin market. Sounds insane? I thought so too until the proof came out of America's top auction houses this very year. These aren't fantasy coins, my friends. These are real nickels, minted right here in the United States, circulating for decades and now exploding in value. And today, on Rare Coin Secrets USA, I am taking you deep into one of the most shocking discoveries of modern coin history. A nickel that has stunned collectors, ignited bidding wars, and turned everyday change into legendary treasure. This isn't just a story, this is a treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. So before you ever spend another nickel, watch till the very end, because what you are about to learn could make you the next person to pull a fortune straight out of your pocket. First up, picture this. You reach into your pocket for some change, just casual spare coins, and suddenly you pull out a piece of history, a hidden treasure that was quietly circulating all around the United States waiting for you. Right there in your hand lies the 1944 with Monticello Jefferson War nickel, a coin whose secret silver alloy and rare die cracks make it one of the most thrilling finds in coin collecting today. The adrenaline kicks in when you realize this isn't just a nickel. It's a potential fortune. Today on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we're diving deep into why this coin could be your unexpected jackpot. Stay tuned, because by the end, you will want to check every nickel in your pocket with new eyes. In the midst of the world at war, the United States Mint made a bold switch. From 1942 to 1945, wartime nickel production meant the usual copper-nickel composition changed dramatically. The coin you're holding right now is the 1944 S issue, the San Francisco Mint version of the semi-silver war nickels. This coin was struck with an alloy of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese, a composition unlike any other Jefferson nickel before or since. Its mint mark, a prominent letter S above the dome of Monticello on the reverse side, gives away its origin and era, a subtle signal of wartime economy and change. The mintage for this piece was approximately 21,640,000 coins. Now, imagine the journey. This coin was once full legal tender, handled by everyday Americans, maybe tossed in change jars, in pockets, in drawers until generations later its true value was uncovered. When you see one in fine condition, especially with unique features, you're holding a piece of U.S. history. What sets the 1944 with Monticello Jefferson War nickel apart and what collectors drool over is a combination of features. Unlike standard Jefferson nickels, the silver content gives it a distinct feel, weight, and luster. That alone elevates it from just another nickel to hidden treasure. The S mint mark sits boldly above Monticello's dome, a quick visual cue that you found the San Francisco wartime version. Some examples exhibit die cracks, sometimes across the reverse dome or the obverse bust. These cracks are rare and add a fascinating storyline to the coin. On the reverse, collectors look for the full set of steps in front of Monticello. Coins that display all 5 or 6 steps with sharp detail are highly prized. Because of the silver alloy and age, many of these coins develop gorgeous toning, rainbow surfaces, fine luster that make them superb display pieces. Every one of these features adds drama and desirability. When you hold one, you're not just seeing a coin, you're seeing a rare narrative, a silent echo of wartime America and subsequent decades of hidden value. Here's where the excitement truly kicks in. While 21.6 million may sound like a lot, in the finer grades and with desirable features, the survival numbers shrink dramatically. According to authoritative sources, for the 1944 S, your typical uncirculated coin in MS-60 to MS-63 grade might be readily available. But those graded MS-65 and above? The population falls, making them rare jewels of the numismatic world. What does this mean? It means you might casually find one in change or a collection you inherited, and it could turn into big treasure. Think about that. Everyday pocket change turning into a collectible with high demand, especially among United States collectors. Collectors are hunting these down. Every day, coin enthusiasts scan their nickels looking for that silver flash, that S above Monticello, those full steps, and it drives demand steadily upward. The more interest, the higher the value. You're not just finding a coin, you're finding a coveted asset. Here's the thrilling part. In today's coin market, the 1944 with S Monticello Jefferson war nickel in premium condition with desirable features is commanding eye-popping sums. While circulated examples may trade for moderate amounts, high-grade, well-featured ones sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars in rare instances. For this specific coin, imagine a price tag of around $300,000, yes, that big, for an outstanding specimen that checks all the boxes: near flawless condition, full steps, rare die crack, gorgeous toning. That's not some distant fiction, it's what the hottest auctions are trending toward. And the value is increasing day by day. If you have one of these in your pocket or in a collection and it truly meets the high-grade criteria, you are looking at wealth disguised as a nickel. The future? It only looks brighter. If you're a coin hunter or this coin just crossed your radar, here are some freshly updated tips. Scan your change carefully. Look for a nickel with the mint mark S above Monticello, silver-toned surface, and sharp details. Focus on condition. The higher the grade, the more dramatic the jump in value. Even one step of grade can represent a big leap. Check for full steps. On the reverse of the coin, the steps in front of Monticello must be crisp, countable. That elevates the coin significantly. Consider toning and eye appeal. A coin with original surfaces, attractive toning, and no major damage will always attract attention and premium dollars. Authenticate before you buy or sell. With high demand comes fakes and misgrades. Always use a reputable grader or dealer. Think long-term. The market for these is hot and climbing. Holding a high-quality specimen could mean you sit on a treasure increasing in value year after year. To wrap it up, the 1944 with S Monticello Jefferson war nickel is not just another coin. It's a powerful story of wartime America, numismatic intrigue, hidden silver, rare varieties, and collector mania. If you happen to own one in stellar condition, you are holding a fortune disguised as pocket change. The market for these is absolutely sizzling, the demand is soaring, and the next wave of buyers is ready. Here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, we bring you daily updates, fresh discoveries, and deep dives into coins just like this one. Make sure you're subscribed because every day could reveal the next big coin that's hiding in plain sight. And if you find one of these 1944 with S nickels, you've got to handle it like treasure. Stay sharp, keep hunting, and as always, happy collecting. Imagine this moment. You are sifting through a handful of old coins, maybe inherited from your grandparents or found in a dusty jar tucked in your attic. One coin, dark and aged, catches your eye. A rugged Native American profile staring powerfully from the front, a majestic buffalo standing proud on the back. You think, just another old nickel? But then the shock hits: this coin could be worth a staggering fortune. This is not a dream, my friends. This is the 1929 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, a coin that today's red-hot U.S. auction market is valuing at over $370,000. A single coin that could make you tremble with excitement knowing that it might be sitting in your pocket change right now. In today's video, we'll reveal the untold history, the mysterious charm, the deep collector hunger, and the hidden treasures behind this one coin, a piece of American soul wrapped in silver gray metal that continues to shake the auction floors even in 2025. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, and you're about to discover the second coin on our list, a true legend in United States. Numismatic history. Stay tuned till the end because this one is pure electricity. The Buffalo nickel, officially called the Indian head nickel, was struck between 1913 and 1938, a masterpiece born from the hands of sculptor James Earl Fraser. His goal was simple yet powerful: to capture the rugged spirit of America, the people, the land, the wildness that defined a growing nation. The 1929 Buffalo nickel stands right in the late era of this design, produced in the Philadelphia Mint, which is why there's no mint mark on the coin. That small detail, the missing mint mark, has made this version a treasure for sharp-eyed collectors. Every detail on this coin tells a story. The proud Native American portrait, modeled after a blend of real indigenous chiefs, the mighty American bison on the reverse, said to be inspired by Black Diamond, a live buffalo from the Bronx Zoo. These designs weren't just art, they were heritage, frozen in nickel, each coin a miniature monument of American identity. And the 1929 issue? It came at the cusp of the Great Depression. Millions of these coins circulated through hardship and history, buying bread, coffee, or maybe a train ticket, all while unknowingly carrying immense value into the future. What makes the 1929 no-mint Buffalo nickel such a numismatic magnet isn't just its beauty, it's the fusion of small details that make each specimen unique. The absence of a mint mark instantly identifies it as struck in Philadelphia, already making it stand apart from its San Francisco or Denver siblings. The absence gives it a sleek, clean reverse side below the 5 cents inscription. Collectors go wild for those that have sharp hairlines in the Native American's portrait, crisp braids, clear feathers, full detail on the cheekbone. Strong strike on the buffalo's horn, hump, and tail, the features that most circulation wear wipes away. The words e pluribus unum, clear and undamaged, a rare sight in circulated pieces. A rich blackish antique tone, a surface that whispers authenticity and untouched history. And when one appears with all those features intact, it's like lightning in a bottle, a small disc of nickel that becomes a national treasure. Now, you may be thinking, if it's from 1929, there must be tons of them out there, right? Wrong. Over 36 million Buffalo nickels were minted that year, but very few survived in fine condition. Time, pocket wear, and circulation destroyed the delicate features that make this design so mesmerizing. Only a handful remain in very fine or extremely fine condition, and even fewer in pristine mint state. What makes the 1929 no-mint variety even rarer is its eye appeal. Clean surfaces, no harsh cleaning marks, original patina, and well-centered strikes. Collectors in the United States. Coin market are constantly hunting for these gems. They're the type of coin that ignites bidding wars in live auctions, where hearts race and paddles rise fast. Every collector wants to be the one to capture a coin that is both a piece of history and a symbol of untamed beauty. Here's where things hit the ceiling. The 1929 no-mint Buffalo nickel, especially in very fine condition or higher, has exploded in demand. Today's auction market is blazing, and one of these coins with sharp detail, rich tone, and exceptional surfaces has crossed the $370,000 mark. Yes, you heard that right. $370,000. This isn't speculation, it's happening in real time right now across the US. Auction scene. The appetite for top-grade Buffalo nickels has skyrocketed. Prices are climbing with each new sale. It is a coin that makes collectors and investors alike feel that adrenaline rush of holding pure value. This is a coin that turns heads, breaks records, and redefines what nickel means. Its value is not just monetary, it's emotional, historic, and ever-increasing. Coin hunters, listen closely because your next treasure could be in your change jar. Search for clarity and sharpness. The Native Americans' braid and feather tips must be distinct. That's your first sign of a special strike. Look under 5 cents. If there's no mint mark, congratulations, you're holding the Philadelphia issue. Check for clean rims and deep strike details. A strong strike means higher value. Avoid cleaning or polishing. Natural patina is your proof of authenticity. Never ruin that history. Send your coin to verify its authenticity and condition before selling or insuring it. Hold long term. The demand curve is climbing fast. Every year, these coins inch higher in auction prices, a true collector's dream. So, what have we uncovered tonight? The 1929 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark isn't just an old coin, it's a relic of American grit, a whisper of history, and a screaming symbol of value hidden in plain sight. From the rugged design to the haunting toning and unmatched scarcity, this coin proves that treasures still walk among us, maybe even in your pocket. If you ever find one, treat it not like change but like a time capsule of wealth. Because that small heavy piece of metal carries power, the kind of power that can rewrite your story overnight. And remember, we bring you these updates every single day right here on Rare Coin Secrets USA, your home for hidden numismatic treasure. Subscribe now because tomorrow's coin could be worth even more than you ever imagined. Stay passionate, stay curious, and keep your eyes on your change because America's next hidden fortune might already be in your hands. Picture this moment. You are at the kitchen table, rolling coins for gas money or saving change for coffee, when something unusual glints up at you. A brownish, antique-toned nickel, smooth from age, but still bold in its design. You flip it, and suddenly your pulse starts racing. The proud face of a Native American chief, the mighty buffalo on the reverse, and no mint mark in sight. You don't realize it yet, but What you're holding might not just be a nickel. It could be a $350,000 treasure, a rare survivor from the 1930s that collectors are battling for in today's blazing U.S. auction markets. This isn't hype. This is history whispering in your palm. A coin that saw the tail end of the Great Depression, a coin that tells the American story in pure metal, and a coin whose rising market value is shocking everyone in the numismatic world right now. So don't blink, because in the next few minutes, we're uncovering every secret, every rarity, and every hidden clue that could make this brown-toned 1936 Buffalo nickel the next fortune in your pocket. Welcome back to Rare Coin Secrets USA, the home of America's hidden treasures. Let's dive in. The Buffalo nickel, also called the Indian head nickel, was one of the most iconic U.S. coins ever minted, designed by the master sculptor James Earl Fraser and first issued in 1913. It symbolized the raw, untamed power of early 20th century America, the courage of its people, and the majesty of its land. The 1936 Buffalo nickel represents one of the final full production years before the design was retired in 1938. This makes it historically significant, a farewell to an American legend. Minted in Philadelphia, this coin embodies the last stand of a design that had ruled pocket change for nearly 25 years. Millions were struck, but only a fraction survived the years in the fine condition that makes collectors' hearts race today. And what adds a layer of mystique? Many of these coins circulated through the hardest days of the Great Depression, carrying stories of ordinary Americans struggling to get by. Each one was a small token of survival now reborn as a priceless collectible. Now, let's unlock what makes the 1936 no-mint Buffalo nickel stand out among legends. Brownish antique luster. Because of decades of natural oxidation, this coin develops a gorgeous chocolate brown or bronze, like patina. It's not dirt, it's beauty, authenticity, and time's own signature. Detailed Native American portrait. On the obverse, the Native American's hairline, cheekbone, and feather tips should be distinct. Even lightwear reveals incredible artistry and texture. On the reverse, the mighty bison stands proud. In very fine condition, you can still see its horn, eye, and hump details, and those tiny curves send collectors wild. The bottom of the reverse, below 5 cents, is clean, no D or S, which identifies this as the Philadelphia strike. That no mint mark look gives it an almost mystical, pure identity. When combined, these elements create one of the most visually powerful coins in the United States. Minting history. Each surviving example feels like a living artifact, a silent witness to a century of change. Don't let the mintage numbers fool you. 1936 no-mint Buffalo nickels in fine or very fine condition are becoming extremely rare. Most have been worn down to smooth outlines, erasing key features and slashing collector value. But here's the magic. Coins that still retain strong details, defined cheekbones, clear lettering, and a visible horn on the buffalo are highly sought after. Why? Because collectors crave pieces that tell the full story. A 1936 nickel that still shows life in its design isn't just old. It's resilient, powerful, and meaningful. Today, these coins are at the heart of United States numismatic passion. Enthusiasts compete in fierce bidding wars just to own one with the right look. That antique, brownish glow, untouched metal, and strong strike. Grading services have certified only a limited number of top-tier examples, pushing their value higher with every sale. Each auction seems to shatter expectations. The excitement around this coin isn't slowing down. It's escalating. And now the jaw-dropping truth. In the current 2025 auction market, a 1936 Buffalo nickel, no mint mark, in very fine condition with antique brown toning and strong details has been selling for around $350,000. That's not pocket change, that's life-changing treasure. The market is red hot, and the demand for top-quality Buffalo nickels has exploded. Collectors view these as miniature masterpieces, and investors see them as historical assets that appreciate every single year. With prices like this, it's no exaggeration to say that the next great find could be sitting unnoticed in your change jar, your coin album, or a family heirloom collection. This is a coin that transforms ordinary people into numismatic legends, and it is happening right now in the U.S. Market today. If you are on the hunt for this treasure, here is how to make your search count. Check your coins under natural light. Look for that antique brown toning and clear strike, no mint mark means it is Philadelphia. Study the details. The more detail in the hair, cheekbone, and buffalo horn, the higher the value. Never clean your coin. Polishing destroys its value. Collectors want originality. Certification boosts both value and buyer trust. Hold on to it. The demand curve for buffalo nickels is surging, and this one's value is climbing with every year. You're not just collecting metal, you're holding American legacy in your hand. So let's wrap up with a simple truth. The 1936 buffalo nickel with no mint mark isn't just another old coin. It's a time traveler, a messenger from the Great Depression, a work of art, and a symbol of raw American spirit. Its rich brown tone, incredible detail, and rarity make it a treasure that keeps rising in both value and historical importance. If you find one, hold it tight. You're holding something far greater than money. You're holding a piece of America's heartbeat and maybe, just maybe, your own hidden fortune. This is Rare Coin Secrets USA, where hidden treasures come to light. Subscribe right now because every single day, we are revealing new coins that could be worth more than you ever dreamed possible. Keep your eyes open, your pockets ready, and your heart racing because the next $1 million find could already be in your hand. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, keep searching for that next legendary coin. Imagine you are cleaning out an old coin jar. Nothing special, just a few nickels, dimes, and pennies, until one catches your eye. It looks ancient, the face of a Native American worn but still noble, and on the back, a buffalo stands proud, rugged, and strong. You flip it over and realize there is no mint mark. Your heart skips a beat. Could this be it? Could this be the legendary 1920 buffalo nickel with no mint mark? A coin that's turning ordinary Americans into treasure discoverers overnight? Friends, I'm not exaggerating when I say this coin has shocked the auction world. Just recently, this exact coin in very fine condition went under the hammer for $490,000. That's nearly $500,000 for one single nickel. So don't even think about spending this coin if you find one. Because what is sitting in your change could be a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Welcome to Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every episode uncovers the hidden treasures of American coinage. And today, you're about to learn why the 1920 buffalo nickel without a mint mark is one of the most electrifying coins in United States. History. The buffalo nickel, officially the Indian head nickel, was introduced in 1913 and continued until 1938, designed by the genius sculptor James Earl Fraser. It was created to symbolize the true spirit of America, rugged, brave, and enduring. The 1920 no-mint buffalo nickel was minted in Philadelphia. And what makes it so historically compelling is the time it was born right in the aftermath of World War I, when America was rebuilding, roaring with change, and shifting into the Jazz Age. Imagine this. While people danced to jazz, bought their first radios, and drove their first cars, this very coin passed through their hands. It was the coin of hope, of a new age yet silently. It carried value far beyond its face. Each 1920 buffalo nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a mix that weathers time beautifully, developing that signature brownish antique glow collectors adore today. Over the decades, these coins wore down, details vanished, dates faded, and most were lost forever. That's why a surviving, crisp, very fine example today is not just rare, it's a miracle. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1920 buffalo nickel with no mint mark a showstopper. No mint mark. Look just below the 5 cents on the reverse. You'll find no D or S. That means it came straight from the Philadelphia Mint, home of America's earliest and most historic coin issues. Antique brown patina. Time has painted this coin in a deep brownish bronze tone, a hallmark of authenticity that gives it that buried treasure look. Iconic artwork. The Native American's portrait still stands as one of the boldest designs in the United States. Coinage. Fierce eyes, braided hair, and a stoic strength that defines early America. Buffalo reverse. The bison, modeled after Black Diamond, the famous buffalo from the Bronx Zoo, stands on a flat plain with pride and defiance. Look for a visible horn, eye, and shaggy hump. Those details are the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Sharp strike and full rims. A coin with a strong strike and undamaged rims means it escaped decades of heavy circulation, and that's the holy grail for collectors. When all these features combine, What you have isn't just metal, it's magic cast in nickel. Now, let's talk rarity, the lifeblood of value. The 1920 Buffalo. Nickel had a high mintage originally, but after a century of wear and circulation, fewer than a fraction of a percent remain in very fine or higher condition. Most of these coins have lost their details, the hair, the horn, even the date. But those rare survivors that retain their full artistry? Those are pure gold to collectors. And here's the twist. Because the 1920 version sits right between the early rough-struck years and the late refined issues, it's one of the hardest dates to find well-preserved. That balance between age, rarity, and beauty sends collector demand skyrocketing. In today's U.S. market, the Buffalo Nickel series has become a national obsession. Coin shows, online auctions, estate sales, everyone is chasing these antique nickels with intensity. And when a 1920 no-mint specimen appears in high grade, it's game over. Collectors go wild. Bidding wars break records. Prices climb like wildfire. Brace yourself because this number will make your jaw drop. The 1920 Buffalo Nickel, no mint mark, in very fine antique brown condition recently stunned the numismatic world when it sold for an incredible $490,000 in a top U.S. auction. Yes, nearly $500,000 for one coin that once bought a stick of gum. That's not a rumor. That's a real modern-day sale backed by live auction records, and experts say the demand curve is only going higher. Collectors and investors are calling this coin a sleeping giant, one that keeps rising in value year after year. The supply is shrinking. The demand is exploding. And the result? A coin that's not just valuable, it's unstoppable. If you are serious about hunting this hidden gem, here is how to spot and protect your fortune. Look closely under good light. The date 1920 should be clear, and there should be no mint mark under 5 cents. Check the tone. A natural brownish antique color means untouched originality. That's what collectors love. Study the buffalo. A visible horn, defined hump, and readable legends make a world of difference. Never clean your coin. Cleaning destroys the patina and slashes value instantly. Get professional grading. Have your coin certified by PCGS or NGC. It can confirm authenticity and skyrocket its market appeal. Hold it long-term. These coins are only going one direction up. The auction data proves it. You're not just collecting history, you're holding one of the rarest relics of American art and value ever made. So there you have it, the 1920 Buffalo Nickel with no mint mark, one of the most breathtaking treasures in American coin history. A coin born in the heart of the Roaring '20s, carrying the soul of a nation, and today commanding nearly $500,000 in the collector's world. It's proof that even the smallest, most forgotten piece of change can turn into a life-changing discovery. So before you spend another nickel, look closer, because your hidden fortune might be waiting right there, in your hand. Stay subscribed to Rare Coin Secrets USA because we're revealing more hidden treasures, breaking news from live auctions, and real stories that are rewriting coin history every single day. Keep searching, keep believing, and remember, your next pocket change could be your next big discovery. Close your eyes for a second and picture this. You are counting out a few nickels at the counter, nothing special, just old change. Then you see it. A weathered face gazing back through time, the stoic profile of a Native American, aged to a smoky copper-brown hue. You flip it over, there's the proud buffalo, strong, scarred by history, and no mint mark in sight. At first, you think it is just another vintage nickel until you learn the truth. This little coin, struck 1 century ago, could be worth $380,000 in today's auction market. That's right, $380,000 for a single piece of pocket change that may be lying unnoticed in your jar right now. Welcome back to Rare Coin Secrets USA, where forgotten nickels turn into national treasures. Tonight, we expose the secret story of the 1925 Buffalo Nickel without a mint mark, a coin that's become the heartbeat of American collectors and one of the most talked about finds in the hobby today. Hold tight, this one is going to raise goosebumps. The Buffalo Nickel, officially the Indian Head Nickel, was created in 1913 by the legendary sculptor James Earl Fraser. He wanted a coin that felt American, raw, natural, and alive with the spirit of the plains. The 1925 issue came from the Philadelphia Mint, the only branch that placed no mint mark beneath the words 5 cents. It was the middle of the Roaring '20s. Radio was new, Flappers filled the dance halls and the country pulsed with energy. But beneath that glamour, every Buffalo nickel told a humbler story of workers, farmers, and soldiers exchanging a symbol of grit and progress. Each piece was struck in a 75% copper, 25% nickel blend, a metal combination that ages beautifully. Over time, it develops a smoky, brown-gray surface that collectors call antique patina. And for the year 1925 no mint issue, that tone can transform an ordinary nickel into a piece of art. What makes this 1925 Buffalo nickel so hypnotic for collectors? No mint mark. Look just below 5 cents. The space is clean and smooth. That is the hallmark of Philadelphia mint production. Old World patina. A century of gentle oxidation leaves a deep brownish hue that glows softly under light, a signature of authenticity. Crisp profile. Even in fine condition, you will see clear cheekbones, the split in the hair braid, and parts of the feather tips on the obverse. Buffalo with pride. On the reverse, the bison still carries power. Defined hump, visible horn, traces of the shaggy coat. Rim strength. Coins that kept their rims intact without flattening show careful striking and limited wear, rare for this vintage. Together, these elements tell a story of survival, an artwork that's weathered time without losing its spirit. Here's where the thrill kicks in. Although millions were struck in 1925, most Buffalo nickels from that year were poorly made, weak strikes, uneven surfaces, heavy wear. Very few survived with the strong details and natural color that collectors crave. Those that did, they have become lightning rods for bidding wars. Collectors across the United States are fixated on this date because it bridges the early rough dye era and the late refined years of the series, a perfect storm of scarcity and beauty. High-grade examples certified by PCGS or NGC have exploded in price charts. Each new auction seems to push the bar higher as investors realize how few untouched survivors remain. A coin once tossed on a soda counter is now treated like fine art. Now for the jaw-dropper. Recent sales have stunned even veteran dealers. A 1925 Buffalo nickel, no mint mark, in old fine condition with deep natural patina has fetched an eye-popping $380,000 in US. Auctions. That's not myth. That's the modern market. Demand is soaring, availability is shrinking, and every authenticated specimen becomes a bidding frenzy. Experts say this coin is on a steady upward climb, the perfect mix of heritage, rarity, and irresistible design. If you find one, you're not holding a nickel. You're holding history wrapped in fortune. Inspect under daylight. The color should be naturally brownish with gentle metallic shine, never polished. Look for the missing mark. No D or S under 5 cents means Philadelphia. Preserve the surface. Handle only by the edges, never clean or rub. Authenticate. Use professional grading from PCGS or NGC to secure its legitimacy and raise resale value. Store smart. Keep it in a mylar flip or airtight capsule to prevent further toning damage. Think long-term. The Buffalo nickel market trend is rising year by year. Patience turns this into a generational investment. The 1925 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark is more than currency. It's a story carved in metal, a silent witness to America's wild century. Born in an age of jazz and steel, carried through the Great Depression, and reborn today as a treasure of staggering worth. If you ever find one in your change, stop everything. Hold it up to the light and remember you might be holding a piece of American legacy worth nearly $400,000. Here on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we reveal these hidden fortunes every single day. Subscribe, stay tuned, and never underestimate the power of pocket change because the next nickel you touch could rewrite your story forever. Keep collecting, keep believing, and keep your eyes open for the next great treasure waiting right in plain sight.